You will look like television. You have to speak up, okay? So this is the perception. And now he is going to ask feeling, perception, and consciousness. These three things separated or conjoined? He is going to ask now. He said, feeling, perception, and consciousness, friend, these states are conjoined, not disjoined. It is impossible to separate each of these states from the others in order to describe the difference between them, so you cannot separate these three things. One is the feeling, one is the perception, and the one is the consciousness. Always conjoined. Always conjoined. You cannot separate these three things. You know? So one is the Vedana, Sanya, and then Vijnana. These three things, when you attain Sotapanna, these three things stop. Do you remember yesterday I said, when you attain the base of neither perception nor non-perception, when you attain that stage, feeling, Vedana, perception, Sanya, consciousness, Vijnana, stop. And then in your mind, a huge joy will rise. Strong joy will rise that you never experienced in the human life. That this time will be the first time for you. And that experience, that joy, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, you can feel that. This is called the path of stream entra, the Sotapanna Magga. So you see here, yesterday I said from the Atthakkanagara Sutta, Sutta number 52, and tonight Sutta number 43, Mahavitala Sutta. Clearly Venerable Sariputta explained here. So feeling, perception, and consciousness, friend, are these states conjoined. All the time conjoined, you know. It is possible. Is it possible to separate each of these states from the others in order to describe the difference between them? Then Venerable Sariputta said, feeling, perception, and consciousness, friend, these states are conjoined, not disjoined. It is impossible to separate each of these states from the others in order to describe the difference between them. You cannot separate them. For what one feels, that one perceives. And what one perceives, that one cognizes. That is why these states are conjoined, not disjoined. And it is impossible to separate each of these states from the others in order to describe the difference between them. Okay? So now he is going to explain knowledgeable by mind alone. That means, as I explained last night, the base of infinite space, the base of infinite consciousness, the base of nothingness, the base of neither perception nor non-perception. Remember? The last time I talked about? So now he is knowledgeable by mind alone. Which is a section. And he is going to say, Venerable Kutita, friend, what can be known by purified mind, consciousness, released from the five faculties. So what are the five faculties? Eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. How many of them? Five. Eye faculties, ear faculties, then nose faculties, tongue faculties, and body faculties. So friend, by purified mind consciousness released from the five faculties, the base of infinite space can be known thus. A space is infinite. So when we attain that stage, the space is infinite. So our meditation change from loving kindness to compassion. So that stage, no body at all, only mind. So and then the base of infinite consciousness can be known thus. The consciousness is infinite. So that stage, what meditation do we practice? Joy, mudita. And then he said, the base of nothingness can be known thus. There is nothing. That means equanimity, upekka. So that stage, our meditation will be equanimity, right? So the base of infinite space, the base of infinite consciousness, the base of nothingness, and then the base of neither perception nor non-perception, these four stages is their body, immaterial realm, no body at all, only mind. Okay? So now he is going to explain, friend, with what does one understand a state that can be known? Friend, one understands a state that can be known with the eye of wisdom. So what is the meaning of the eye of wisdom? You know the Four Noble Truths and you understand the link of dependent origination. Eye of wisdom. Friend, what is the purpose of wisdom? So now he's going to ask what is the purpose of the wisdom? The purpose of wisdom, friend, is direct knowledge. Its purpose is full understanding. Its purpose is abandoning. So abandoning what? Five hindrances. Abandoning five hindrances. Its purpose is to fully understand, and then you have the direct knowledge. Wisdom arises. So this is the purpose of wisdom. Now he's going to talk about the right view. Friend, how many conditions are there for the rising of right view? Friend, there are two conditions for the rising of right view. Number one, the voice of another, and two, wise wisdom. There's two conditions here. These are the two conditions for the rising of right view. Friend, by how many factors is right view? So here right view means the harmonious perspective. So when you meditate, you are harmony with you. So you can see your perspective is what is going on. So you are harmony with yourself, and you can see that the perspective of yourself. How hindrances are arising. Use the harmonious practice right effort. Then it fade away. Then you again practice opposite of loving kindness, to yourself and to your spiritual friend. So, friend, by how many factors is right view harmonious practice assisted when it has deliverance of mind for its fruit? Deliverance of mind for its fruit and benefit, when it has deliverance by wisdom for its fruit, deliverance by wisdom for its fruit and benefit? This question is very long, right? Venerable Sariputta is going to answer, friend, right view, harmonious perspective is assisted by the 5 factors. When it has deliverance of mind for its fruit, deliverance of mind for its fruit and benefit, when it has deliverance by wisdom for its fruit, deliverance by wisdom for its fruit and benefit. Here, friend, right view perspective, harmonious perspective is assisted by virtue. Virtue means what? Precept. Every morning you wake up, 5 o'clock, 5:30 you come meditation hall, you accept the precept. This is the virtue. So why are you going to accept of 8 precept? To purify your mind, not to feel any guilty when you practice meditation.
Less hindrance.
Yes, right. So when you accept every morning the 8 precept, then you feel purified. Joy will rise in your mind. I don't feel any guilty. So I always say the students who come here especially for meditation, I told them, when you practice 10 days retreat here, so every morning 5:30 a.m. you must accept the 8 precept. That means you keep your mind pure all the time within 10 days. And if you think that I break up 1 precept, then please let me know and then accept 8 precept again. So that way you'll never feel guilty. You are clean. So here said, is assisted by virtue, that means precept, and learning. So you are practicing, listening, talk, this is learning. And then you are practicing meditation, learning, discussion. I take interview every morning. So you have the discussion, whether you are practicing right way or wrong way. Then we can share, I experienced this, you experienced that. So we can share each other, discussion. Serenity and insight, that means samatha and vipassana. So here one thing which is most important here in the Sutta Majjhima Nikaya. Sutta number 149, section number 10, if you read that, then you will see. Serenity and insight evenly yoked together, never separated. If you say that Blessed One taught only vipassana, insight. No. If you read the Sutta Majjhima Nikaya, if you just take a look at the index, you'll see serenity, insight, samatha, vipassana. And specifically, if you read the Sutta number 149, section number 10, then the Buddha explained very clearly there. Samatha and vipassana, serenity and insight evenly yoked together, never separated. Okay? So that's why he has said, the Blessed Venerable Sariputta, friend, right view is assisted by virtue, keep the precept, learning, discussion, serenity and insight, samatha and vipassana. Right view, harmonious perspective, assisted by these 5 factors, has deliverance of mind for its fruits, deliverance of mind for its fruit and benefit. It has deliverance by wisdom for its fruit, deliverance by wisdom for its fruit and benefit. Clear? Right? Now he is going to explain being, bhava. We call it Pali. Being. Friend, how many kinds of being are there? There are these three kinds of being, friend. Sense sphere being, fine material being, and immaterial being. Sense sphere being, fine material being. So we are in the human world, right? We are the sense sphere being. Fine material being who are in the fourth jhana. First jhana, second jhana, third jhana, and fourth jhana. And immaterial being, that means the base of infinite space, the base of infinite consciousness, the base of nothingness, the base of neither perception nor non-perception. Right? Friend, how is renewable of being in the future generated? So when our car inspection done 1 year, then we go again for 2 inspection. Right? When registration finished for 2 years, then we go DMV office for renewal, right? But here said, how is renewal of being in the future generated? Friend, renewal of being in the future is generated through the delighting in this and that on the part of beings who are hindered by ignorance and fettered by craving. So that means when you have the ignorance and fetter things, so that way you can have the chance to be liberated. Friend, how is renewal of being in the future not generated? Will not arise. In the future you will never reborn. Then Venerable Sariputta is going to answer, friend, with the fading away of ignorance, wisdom arises. You understand? This is the suffering, origin of suffering, cessation of suffering, the way that leads to cessation of suffering, you understood already. That's why I said, with the fading away of ignorance, ignorance will not rise, because you destroy the ignorance. With the rising of true knowledge, and with the cessation of craving, renewal of being in the future is not generated. That means you already attained Nibbana. Okay? Now he's going to talk about how many factors are there in the first jhana. So Venerable Kutita is going to ask the questions from the Venerable Sariputta. Friend, what is the first jhana? Here, friend, quite secluded from sensual pleasures, secluded from unwholesome states, a person enters upon awareness in the first jhana, which is accompanied by thinking and examining thought with joy and happiness, born of seclusions. This is called the first jhana. You already understood, because yesterday I talked about, right? And now he's going to, so as I said, the jhana means stage of meditation, right? And then the factors, how many factors? I said 5 factors. And now he's going to ask that question. Friend, how many factors does the first jhana have? You see, very, very beautiful question, right? And he said, friend, the first jhana has 5 factors. Here, when a person has entered upon the first jhana, there occur thinking thought examining thought, joy, happiness, and unification of mind. Clear? You see? This is in the sutta. This is not my own explanation. Right? This is how the first jhana has 5 factors. If you read other suttas, you cannot find 5 factors like this, because only the Mahavidala Sutta explained very clearly. If you read other sutta, just thinking, thought, examining thought, joy, happiness, these 4, and the mode of seclusion, you'll get like that. But Mahavidala Sutta, the jhana section, very clearly mentioned. The first jhana, that occur thinking thought, examining thought, joy, happiness, and unification of mind. That means savitaka, savichara, piti, sukha, ekakata. We call it Pali. Okay? Friend, how many factors are abandoned in the first jhana? And how many factors are possessed? Question. Friend, in the first jhana, 5 factors are abandoned and 5 factors are possessed. So, do you understand that? Abandoned. 5 factors abandoned means what? 5 hindrances. 5 hindrances abandoned. I said absent, right, yesterday? 5 hindrances will not arise. Will be absent. I use the different way to understand easily, you know. But here Venerable Sariputta said the 5 factors are abandoned, that means will not arise, will be absent. And 5 factors are possessed, that means thinking thought, examining thought, joy, happiness, and unification of mind arise during the first jhana. Here, when a person has entered upon the first jhana, sensual desire is abandoned, ill will is abandoned, sleepiness and dullness are abandoned, restlessness and anxiety are abandoned, and doubt is abandoned. I give you the paper. Would you see that? The 5 hindrances I printed for you today. Right? And these, there occur thinking and examining thought, joy, happiness, and unification of mind, ekakata. These 5 factors will be present, then you in the first jhana. Venerable Sariputta explained very clearly here. That is how in the first jhana 5 factors are abandoned and 5 factors are possessed. Very clear, right? Or any confusion arise? No. Question and answer very easy. So now he is going to talk about the 5 faculties. So what are the 5 faculties? As I said, eye faculties, ear faculties, nose faculties, tongue faculties, and body faculties. So friend, these 5 faculties each have a separate field, a separate domain, and do not experience each other's field and domain. That is, the eye faculty, the ear faculty, the nose faculty, the tongue faculty, and the body faculty. Now, of these 5 faculties, each having a separate field, a separate domain, not experiencing each other's field and domain. What is their result? What experience their field and domain? Venerable Kutita asks the questions again. And Venerable Sariputta is going to answer. Friend, these 5 faculties each have a separate field, a separate domain, and do not experience each other's field and domain. That is, the eye faculty, the ear faculty, the nose faculty, the tongue faculty, and the body faculty. Now, these 5 faculties each having a separate field, a separate domain, and not experiencing each other field and domain, have mind as their result, and mind experience of their field and domain. Now, he is going to talk about a little bit more about these five faculties. Friend, as to these five faculties, that is, the eye faculty, the ear faculty, the nose faculty, the tongue faculty, the body faculty, what do these five faculties stand in dependence on? This is the question. Friend, as to these five faculties, that is the eye faculty, the ear faculty, the nose faculty, the tongue faculty, the body faculty, these five faculties stand in dependence on vitality. Okay? Friend, what does vitality stand in dependence on? The vitality stands in dependence on heat. Friends, what does heat stand in dependence on? Heat stands in dependence on vitality. One depends on another. Now he is going to give the simile. Just as, friend, we understand the Venerable Sariputta to have said, vitality stands in dependence on heat. And now we understand him to say the heat stands in dependence on vitality. How should the meaning of these statements be regarded? This is the question. In that case, friend, I shall give you the simile. For some wise men here understand the meaning of a statement by means of a simile. Just as when an oil lamp is burning, its radiance is seen in dependence on its flame, and its flame is seen in dependence on its radiance. How beautiful similes. You see again?